Barcelona bans AirBNBs. This might be unpopular, but I'm not a fan of this. I think AirBNBs should exist, but at a greatly reduced level. I'd rather see them heavily regulated than entirely banned. Sometimes it's genuinely cool to stay for a few days in someone else's house or apartment. With proper legislation, I think that can coexist with more reasonable housing prices for actual residents. The problem is when AirBNBs are commanding so much money that it becomes economical to buy up all the real estate to turn into short-term rentals, then locals can't afford actual long-term housing because the supply is low and landlords can always sell for a good price to a company that wants to make more AirBNBs. There is a middle ground in my opinion, but I don't know what it is, and apparently neither does the government.
Hey, what's up, Internet? It's your boy, Digital Danny, coming at you live from... Oh, where am I today? Oh, that's right, this tiny little beach in Bali you've probably never heard of. Just another day in paradise for me. But you're not here to hear about how I spent my morning surfing perfect waves, sipping coffee grown in the mountains of Colombia, or jumping off waterfalls in Thailand. No. You're here for something way more important. You want to know how to live like me, right? How to work from anywhere, on any beach, with any drink in your hand, and make your friends back home jealous every time you post an Insta story. Well, folks, it starts with one simple move. A move so powerful, so life-changing, it'll blow your mind. Hit that like button. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe to Digital Danny, you're not just subscribing to a channel, you're subscribing to a lifestyle. The nomad life, the good life, the I make money while I'm scuba diving in the Maldives life. Let's be real, you know you want it. So go ahead and smash that like button like I smashed the best fish tacos in Mexico City last week. And hit that subscribe button harder than the Wi-Fi signal I hijacked at this beach bar. Join the Digital Danny tribe. And maybe, just maybe, I'll teach you all how to do it all while barely lifting a finger. Cheers.
I know, right? How dare someone buy a house in a desirable location, fix it up, and offer it for rent at fair market rates to customers that need a place to stay, paying into the local tax base and tourist economy and allowing the owner to generate income and save for retirement. The free market is so shameful, right? None. Thighs who own units in these buildings just hate Airbnb, so they may turn you in if they see people coming and going regularly. I stopped bothering with Airbnb in Thailand unless I am staying for 30 days. Hotels are super affordable and it is not like I need a kitchen given how affordable and tasty food is. Years ago, I was in Barcelona, cool city, and was struck by the fact that people moved like they had nothing to do and nowhere to be. For some reason, it occurred to me to look up unemployment rates and I saw that in that moment, they were hovering at a mind-blowing 15. I never had the impression that prosperity and economic development was ever at the top of very many people's to-do list in Spain. GT, all short-term rentals? You mean all the word of mouth, newspaper advertisement, and primitive internet rentals that have existed worldwide for decades? All those are bad? No, see, it's good when it's difficult and unreliable, and that can be used to gatekeep out undesirables. Capitalism has subverted the natural order of things by lowering these transaction costs. I agree that it is nice to cook, but it is pretty scary to be kicked out at a moment's notice. And by the way, the enforcement officers advised me that they could charge me if they wanted to but let me off the hook both times with just a warning. It is not worth the headache for me personally. GT, absolutely nothing will change in affordability in Barcelona. I disagree, hotel prices will probably go up. But yeah, I'm skeptical that any good change will come of it. I can't find where I saw figures now, but while a lot of apartments being used for short-term lets will be affected by this new law, about 10,000, the demand for long-term rentals is far greater. Everywhere is seeing eye-watering increases in rental prices, even places with little tourism. I think you are just assuming everyone will be on the city center. If that's the case, yes, you are right, Space OS limited people will be pushed away. If you care about affordable housing, then there's no way you are arguing in good faith there is no room to build more homes or repurpose offices, especially the further you are from downtown. 1000. I'm hoping to see more hotels with just a tiny bit more space, and maybe a sink and a single hob with a few basic cooking materials. Here in the UK right now there is absolute glut of student housing being built, and it's sometimes rented out nightly like a hotel in the off-season. Those have been perfect for me, as you get the size of a hotel but you can cook and get a desk. Would love to see more of that style. I do wish short-term rental flats would come down in price. Some places they're just impossibly expensive, but in SE Asia it's the only way to go.
Alright, so listen up, fellow Wanderlust warriors. If you're into travel books that are both hilarious and educational, like actually educational, not just some influencer's recycled travel quotes, then let me put you on to my all-time favorite, In the Sunburned Country by Bill Bryson. Now, Bryson may be an old fogey. Let's be clear, the guy probably travels with a fanny pack full of Rolaids, but the man does some of the funniest research about local history you'll ever read. It's like he'll tell you about a spider in Australia that can kill a horse, and then pivot to the fact that a human being still willingly lives here, sipping a flat white in some beachside cafe. It's absurd. It's hysterical. And it makes you wonder why anyone would leave the comfort of their Wi-Fi and unlimited data plan to come face to face with things that want to eat you. But what really makes Bryson stand out is how he weaves his trip through Australia with its wild history. Like, did you know that the place was basically settled as a giant prison colony? Mad respect to those OG convicts. The whole thing will make you appreciate how epic and insane this sunburned island really is. He'll have you laughing 1 second and genuinely grateful for your chance to experience a country that's simultaneously laid back and trying to kill you in 100 different ways. Anyway, once you've had your mind blown by Bill's comedic genius, pack your bags. Don't forget the SPF 50, and maybe I'll catch you on the beach at Surfer's Paradise, living my best digital nomad life. Working remotely and laughing at how you still think you need to take time off for vacations. Until that day, though, why not click that affiliate link in my description? Not saying I'm trying to buy my next flat white off your commission or anything, but you know, I'll toast to you while I'm basking in the endless summer. Cheers to adventure, questionable decision-making, and chasing Wi-Fi in paradise. Affiliate link. Remember to like and subscribe.
It used to be extremely convenient alternative for hotels, but there are too many greedy cunts trying to make a living out of it and the fares are out of hand. If I have to pay some 100 cleaning fee yet still need to clean the place, might as well go to a hotel at that point. With hotel I don't need to deal with key pickups or worry about whether it actually exists or not. That's what they said when Airbnb was mostly banned in NYC and rents went up even faster afterwards. Building lots of housing is what keeps prices low, not restricting how it's used. The only difference now in NYC is hotels and housing are both more expensive than ever. Yes, and I'm well aware how easy it is to get incorrect conclusions from a study. Meanwhile, in cities that actually banned Airbnb, it didn't do anything and prices went even higher. Build more housing if you want cheaper housing. Otherwise, you're just going to see developers build more hotels and less housing going forward, since it will be way more profitable, which leads to even worse effects since no one can ever live in a hotel. You clearly just want to respond to 1,000 different people with "Did you ready the study?" even after they've told you the same studies were made about other cities and were proven wrong. You build more dense housing whenever you're building new housing, and in some cases that might mean upzoning certain parts of downtown or building a little further away since they have great metro system. I've spent years in Barcelona, so once again your hasty assumption is wrong. They build new skyscrapers in NYC and Hong Kong and other much more dense cities constantly. You're literally citing an old study from Barcelona that we discussed years ago like it's some new research. Here's the famous NYC study on the official government website claiming Airbnb increased rents by 15. So why did rents go up even faster after banning them? The threads this comment spawned are so embarrassing to read. Baffling how people just refuse to acknowledge the simple concept of supply and demand and respond to a mathematical problem with brain-dead emotion. I appreciate you staying cool and providing sensible, well-backed solutions to a real issue. What does 20k represent as a percentage of the total housing stock in Barcelona? I remember similar Airbnb hate in Toronto, which had a very large number as well, but it still represented something like one of the entire stock. It was insignificant to the market overall, because you replied to his comment about New York genius. The replies to his comment about New York are a thread about New York. That's how this app works. You can hide and skip reply threads for a reason. To have multiple multifaceted conversations simultaneously. Other disgruntled residents in the same building also have money and possibly better connections than the landlords and the foreign tenants though. They just need to make a quick call. Your money has nothing to do with them, but the nuisance of having to share the facilities with short-term residents tourists do, and the law the juristic office are on their side. You're lucky you didn't stay in the same building, my friend, or I do. In my building, there are more units owners than tenants and everyone is extremely vigilant. The condo juristic office used to call the police to report such cases many times until the AirBNBs hosts just gave up. In my friend's building, the residents staged a protest with multilingual banners while blocking entry until the condo juristic office did something about it. Anyway, please stop encouraging illegal activities.
Yo, what's up, legends? It's your boy, Digital Danny, coming at you from Ibiza with another absolute banger of a recommendation that's going to level up your entire life. Alright, first of all, you're looking at these bad boys. The Sony WH-1000XM4 noise-canceling headphones. I mean, come on, do I even need to say anything? Premium sound, top-tier noise cancellation, and the best part, you can finally drown out that annoying neighbor's dog barking at 2 a.m. Or, your own inner thoughts. Either way, I'm obsessed. Now here's why you need them. First, dual device pairing. Yeah, multiple devices. So you can switch between your phone call with Karen from accounting and your Spotify without lifting a finger. Flex on your friends, make that seamless switch, and boom, you're back to ignoring work calls like a pro. And get this, 30-hour battery life. That's right, 30 hours. That's basically a full day of me ignoring the real world while jet-setting around the globe pretending to work. You charge these puppies for 10 minutes, and boom, 5 hours of playback. Perfect for my quick sprints between sipping overpriced cappuccinos and finding myself in exotic locations. And the noise canceling? Bruh, it's like putting the entire world on mute. You think your ex can break your concentration now? Nah, chief, not today. Speak to chat mode? Forget it. I'm ghosting mid-convo without even touching those. Touch controls on the ear cups, so you can adjust the volume and skip tracks just by swiping. It's like the future is now, and naturally, I'm living in it. Links to get your own set of these next-level headphones are right there in the description. Don't be that guy still rocking the free AirBuds that came with your phone. Get yourself a pair, and thank me later when your life sounds as premium as mine. Digital Danny out. Link in the description.
I think hotels could take a lesson from this and find ways to come up with digital nomad packages that offer reduced rates for month-long stays. Honestly, a lot of people might prefer that anyway, given you can still generally do what you want with the room, plus you have people cleaning it for you, have breakfast potentially included, have access to facilities, 24-hour service, etc. Some places already do offer reduced rates for extended stays, so it wouldn't take much to tweak it for digital nomads. I'm no Airbnb promoter. Honestly, I prefer hotels when I travel and only Airbnb for groups. When NYC passed the Airbnb crackdown, rents did not go down. Absolute crickets and silence from all of the banned Airbnb folks who were convinced this would lead to cheaper rents. Maybe politicians and bureaucrats should look at the facts and evidence and actually enact policies that help their citizens instead of blaming one company for their incompetence. All of these options suck. Hotels are usually double Airbnb price, in LATAM and Europe at least. Googling apartment for rent is ludicrously naive. Have fun doing that in Bariloche, Argentina for a 4-night stay. Crazy hosts? That's on you. I've lived out of Airbnb for the past 3 years and have had probably 2 situations where I thought, damn, wish I didn't book that. It's a godsend application. Don't bother with this guy. Lol, he doesn't understand these things don't happen overnight, especially in the developing world. And when hosts start getting pulled from Airbnb, find and lose their livelihood, they won't take the risk. Laws tend to be fluid many places, but this one is a no-brainer for locals. The exponential growth has left many hotels empty. That's not good for them. Do you live in the ghetto lol? Who the hell is staying in STRs in the hood? I live in one of the biggest tourist destinations in America, and the homeowners in these neighborhoods have been raising hell, which is why they have the no parties rule to begin with. Still lots of problems due to random fights, drunks, people staging houses to sell drugs, the list goes on. Nobody likes long-term renters in neighborhoods even, STRs or even rows.
Alright, buckle up folks. It's your boy, Digital Danny, here with my hot take on Beyond the Sky and Earth by Jamie Zeppa. Now before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another travel memoir, let me stop you right there. This ain't your average backpacker blogging about sipping artisanal coffee in Bali. Nah, Jamie took things next level by heading off to Bhutan. Yes, Bhutan, where Wi-Fi is probably considered a dark art. Picture this. Jamie, a Canadian academic who could have been grading papers in Toronto, decides to ditch the predictable life for a 2-year teaching gig in the middle of the Himalayas. Mad respect. I get it. I mean, I travel all over, but I still need my lattes and Wi-Fi hotspots. Jamie, she's dealing with monks, mountains, and wait for it, yak butter lamps. I'm telling you, it's wild. The best part? She does it all with humor. Her descriptions of Bhutan's quirks actually had me laughing out loud, and that's hard to do without emojis, okay? There's night hunting, buses that smell like they've seen things, and let's not forget dysentery danishes. I don't even know what those are, but I'm already starting to feel like I'm missing out. And don't get me started on how she gets deep into the culture. She's not just sightseeing. She's out here learning Buddhist philosophy, reflecting on her life, and even converting to Buddhism. Think Eat, Pray, Love, but with more yak and fewer Instagrammable cappuccinos. It's honestly refreshing to read about a place where life's pace isn't dictated by 5G networks. If you're looking for something that makes you appreciate the world outside of your feed, this is it. Jamie's writing is so real. You almost forgot you're in a digital age where Bhutan's mystical vibe would probably crash your data plan. So my final take, Beyond the Sky and Earth is for adventurous souls who want something more than a digital detox. It's a trip, literally and spiritually. Download it if you're feeling like your next adventure should involve something a little more meaningful than just swiping right. Remember, my affiliate links are in the descriptions.